Hello again, everybody. Welcome to GGW Pitch Bootcamp. If I'm not mistaken, this is the 7th session, and I cannot believe it. Like how many people are joining. This is just beautiful, and it's great to have you here with us. Let me share just a few slides with you and tell or remind some of you about who we are and what we do. Sorry, gonna go back a little bit. We are Go Global World. We are a platform where founders can meet relevant investors and advisors. I prefer to call it just a global community because recently I personally realized that I have a client from every continent of the world. So this is just crazy and mind-blowing to me. Our main goal is to make sure that startups and investors get to connect with one another without wasting time and just so they're able to find the right person right away. One of the coolest things on the platform is a one-pager style of every company's profile. I personally like the fact that it doesn't take too much time to fill it out, and it has like all the information that investors want to know to want to have this initial meeting with a startup. This is how it looks like from an investor perspective. The coolest thing here is your elevator pitch video that you can provide. So this way we say the platform pitches for you 24/7. Since the tax season is already here in the United States, so if you guys are incorporated in Delaware or any other state and you need some support filing your taxes, please let us know. We have a wonderful team of tax advisors who will be more than happy to support you with that. As you already know, this session is being recorded. We will make sure to post it on our YouTube channel within the next few days. So please feel free to repost, share, and we are more than happy to see your posts on LinkedIn specifically. So I'll make sure to give it a like. And finally, the most important people of today's session are our experts. So please let me introduce you Ariel Cohen, General Partner and Co-founder at AMD Ventures. Hi, Ariel.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Also Christina Zerka, investor at Forum Ventures. Hi, Christina. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Very excited.
Awesome. And obviously the most important person of Go Global World, Daniil Kislinsky, the founder and CEO, also joined us today. And this is a very special occasion because Daniil is also going to be an expert, but in a very, let's say, different way. So I'm going to let Daniil speak about it a bit.
Yeah, first of all, about us. GGW is a group of companies. Go Global World is a platform where we connect founders and investors, but we also have an investment arm, GGW Ventures, where we invest in seed Series A, primarily software companies. We have GGW Services, where we do incorporation, tax filing, accounting, but the main is the platform, which Victoria just explained, is like community-driven place where we connect founders and investors and basically stimulate warm introductions, so then you can take it further. For the little experiment we have today, because of the overwhelming interest to our events, we still want to support founders. In this experiment, there will be a breakout room here with these 4 squares. You may see it in the bottom bar, I will be assigning those who want to pitch me. So you can pitch me in a separate digital room while everyone else is pitching to Christina and Ariel. And only if you guys want to pitch me, you don't have to. And it's going to be a very simple process. Just write in the chat that you want to pitch me, and I'll take it further. I'll bring it to my room, and it will be one by one. So,
perfect. Thank you, Daniil. Yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting and a bit of an experiment. Okay, the most important part, a bit about the rules. First of all, please keep yourself muted at all times unless you're one of the experts or you're the one currently presenting. Also, extra important, please raise your hand if you'd like to pitch and make sure that your full name and your company name are visible. Also would love to see your beautiful faces, so please have your video on. And then, okay, this is the biggest one, respect each other's time. We have way too many founders interested in pitching today. Everybody has only 3 minutes. Please do not go over time, because then the next person will have less time, or I will have to reduce the time that you have to receive your feedback. And this is what we're here for today. Please feel free to share your information in the chat section, share your LinkedIn profiles. Please make sure not to sell anything, because this is not the goal of the event. If you don't get to pitch today, please make sure to email us at info@goglobal.world, or me personally. I'll share my email a bit later in the comment section, and I'll make sure to give you a spot next time. Please feel free to take screenshots, share them, tag us, make sure nobody blinks, and we are more than happy to see you being active on social media. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to share with you before we start. Let me add a few more people who are in the waiting room. Again, those who were late, raise your hand, have your name visible, and I think we are ready to start. Let me post the first few names who are going to be pitching today. If you see any of the names and people are not here, it's okay. I will revise the list and make sure that everybody gets to pitch. Okay, let me see. The first person on my list is Shin So-hyun. Let me see if this person is here. If you are, please unmute yourself and say hi. Okay, I see one person who I recognize, Anya Smith. Okay, hi. If you're ready, please unmute yourself. I'll have you join here.
Hey, everyone.
Perfect. Hi. Good to see you today.
Thank you so much for your time and feedback, and I'll stop the treadmill. Oh, cool. I like the little C feature. Awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm ready to go, to be respectful of your time. To be transparent, I'm adjusting the speech a little bit, so I apologize if it sounds a little bit scripted, but you let me know. Actually, let me start sharing.
Yeah, you can share your screen right away, and whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome.
I'm Anya Smith, founder and CEO of Selfful. We're a B2B SaaS subscription platform for coaching programs. We bridge the coaching tech gap by learning each program's unique DNA, delivering Netflix-level insights that help scale impact while preserving style. We're seeking $700K in pre-seed funding to revolutionize the coaching industry. I've united my passion for coaching with a powerhouse team. Our CTO brings 20 plus years of experience architecting scalable SaaS solutions through successful IPOs, while Chief AI Officer has pioneered Gen AI implementations reaching billions of interactions. Together, we bring deep expertise from Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon to solve this challenge. The market is ready for innovation. We're seeing powerful forces converge: AI-enabled personalization at scale, coaches seeking better tools, and tight-knit professional networks ripe for transformation. This convergence, combined with our LOI partnering with major aggregators, makes the perfect moment for three critical pain points. Current AI feels robotic and lacks emotional intelligence. Coaches waste time juggling 12 plus separate tools, and rigid platforms force coaches to compromise their unique approach to scale. Selfful is an adaptive AI ecosystem that grows with coaches. For coaches, we accelerate client connection, enable progress tracking, and provide a frictionless experience. For end users, our platform learns unique needs, adjusts the experience, and centralizes resources. Our beta lets coaches upload content and build interactive framework around their unique methodologies while generalizing personalized insights and tracking progress. Enterprises pay a one-time setup fees plus fees licensing, while smaller practices have tier subscriptions. In just months, we built significant momentum with over 80 beta users, 18 paying customers, and secured an LOI worth $300K with a corporate partner targeting 5,000 employees. We're raising $700K to build our MVP and reach 50K MRR by year's end. By 2026, we'll scale to 150K MRR with hybrid AI capabilities and positioned for Series A to complete proprietary AI development. We're targeting innovators and early adopters in the US executive coaching space, which is worth $60 million in the segment. Our beachhead expands to 1.1 billion US opportunity across business coaching platforms and wellness space, then to 10.8 in serviceable market across different verticals, ultimately expanding to 43 billion in a global opportunity. Our dual stream approach targets both app revenue and corporate seats licensing, projecting to 2 million ARR in year one, expanding to 14 million by year three. In a world craving deep human growth, we're empowering coaches to deliver transformative, personalized support at scale. I invite you to be part of the coaching tech revolution. Are you ready to lead the change with us? Todd.
Perfect timing. Thank you. That was pretty great. Okay, who'd like to start? Christina?
Sure, happy to. Thank you so much, Anya. I really, really enjoyed hearing your presentation. I think your presentation layer was great. At times, it did sound just a little bit too scripted. So I would just, when you are actually taking a call with an investor, I know this is pitch competition, so it's very different. But when you are, I would have it be less more of a script and more of a conversational thing that's going on. It'd be a little bit better if you can have like a creative hook that ties in someone to the problem specifically. In terms of including your traction and kind of your business model, explaining why this is a growing market, I think that was great. One thing that I do think is missing is specifically competition and differentiation, what tools they're currently using. Could this be expanded to other markets such as consultants, so on and so forth? And then the last thing I really liked that you did that most people miss is the use of funds, specifically what you're going to be using the money for. I'd actually dive in specifically what this MVP will unlock, like the other milestones as well. So I think that's my main feedback there.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. So I'm just going to add onto what Christina said, and excuse me and everyone here. I'm from Israel, so all of my feedback is not in American style. It's very blunt. It's very forward. So giving that caveat. So so for me, and I have 20 years of product experience. What really kind of missed, maybe because having it scripted is okay, but for me, and I think even to someone who is English is his native language, it was very fast. I know that this is but an entrepreneur needs to adapt his presentation to the environment, whether you have 3 minutes or maybe you have 60 seconds or 30 seconds when you're in an elevator. And what I was missing initially, and again, following what Christina said about market, is what is the problem? This is who we are. This is the problem. This is this is what we do, and this is how we solve it. It's a common practice that allows you to articulate a very complex or simple idea in a very succinct manner. All in all, other than that, and of course, everything that Christina mentioned, very polished presentation. Well done.
Thank you so much. We'll refine that and slow down.
Thank you. That was awesome. Okay, and we even have a couple extra minutes. Thank you so much, Anya. If any of the judges have any more comments, please let me know. If not, we're moving to the next person. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And the next person I have on the list is Mario. Let me find you real quick. If you can hear me, please feel free to unmute yourself. It'll allow me to find you a bit quicker.
You want me to do what? I'm sorry, what was that?
Just unmute yourself, which is perfect. And please feel free to share your screen. Found you. Perfect. And whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay, bear with me. Let me, as you said, share the screen. It's coming, I swear. Okay. Can everybody see everything? See this already?
Yes. My bad. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so let me just go back. I'm, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm Ariel Castellanos, and I'm with Mystery on Main Street. And we want to change this to this. See, this is a problem. Small businesses now are having lots of issues dealing with bankruptcies and going out of business signs that other retailers are having, particularly the big boys. It's very difficult for them to compete. So what we want to do is we want to help them be able to compete and keep their doors open so they can put food on the table and feed themselves and feed their employees. Why is this a problem we're solving? Well, in 2024 alone, there are over 2 million brick and mortar shops just in the US. And in 2024, 87%, in fact, not only in 2024, but historically, 87% of people prefer to go buy at a local business as opposed to buying online. Only 13% of people prefer to buy online as opposed to going to a brick and mortar business. Mystery on Main Street is an interactive big data marketing and advertising application that you would download to your phone and use real stories written by real writers that take people inside a business. That's what makes us different to any other marketing and advertising company. Most all the ones like Google and Facebook and those weekly flyers that you receive, they tell you about a business. We have incentivized gamification that brings people inside the business. What's important about us as well is that we have over 130 years of collective experience in this market. I have over 40 years of technology experience. Our chief sales officer calls on our customer right now, and she's been doing this for over 30 years. This is customer acquisition now, the weekly flyers, Facebook, Google Ads, and broadcasting. This is customer acquisition done better, and get engaged, incentivize users, pinpoint AI enhanced demographic user data. What we do is we're not only able to get the data on those people that are going in and buying product, but those people that are going in and just looking. They're the silent, just looking crowd that everyone wants to know who is it that they are. This is not a kid's game. The demographics runs the gamut. The best player of this type of game is over 70 years old, and group players can be teenagers. The average player is a 26-year-old woman making $90,000. The way we plan to market is we have almost 300 riders within our state. A lot of these are locals, and we intend to use a lot of our own marketing as well. Multiple revenue streams, and I see my time is over, so I don't want to.
You can make one last statement to wrap it up.
Okay, so we have over 1,100 merchants that we personally have interviewed. So we know what we're doing because we've had that opportunity to speak to them. We're looking for $350,000 in total. One check will do it. We won't need any money after this. We expect to make profit year one. This is our 5-year revenue projections, and B&M Retail is ready for this.
Awesome. Thank you.
Ariel, you want to go first on this one?
Sure. So Mario, super cool idea. Really. It's like the next evolution of Pokemon Go, if you want. I think that from a presentation perspective, again, if you were in the session a bit earlier and you saw Anya's presentation, so just from a visual perspective, I think it's very clear, where you are today, where you need to take that presentation to. But from my personal feedback, when I'm looking at startups, I'm less interested in how polished the presentation is. I'm more looking into the essence. And I think you have the right essence in your deck. I would change the manner in which you articulated how you're going to distribute the $350,000 that you're raising, instead of because this is a presentation that you narrate. This is not a presentation that you send. So when you narrate, usually what we suggest doing is to do like a pie chart and say, okay, I'm raising $350,000, 50% will go to R&D, 30% will go to marketing, and so forth. I wish you great success. This is very exciting.
I took myself off. Yeah, I took myself off audio. I just wanted to say thank you. That was a great suggestion for the pie chart. Thank you so much.
Hi, Mario. Thank you for presenting. I agree with Ariel. I think this is a really interesting idea. A few things that I really enjoyed in your presentation. I really liked that you started with a picture. I think it's very powerful, drawing in your audience. So I really enjoyed that portion. I do think you were more conversational. So I really enjoyed that portion of the presentation layer specifically. I think presenting data behind why you think gamification will work, or just any more data points to kind of give data behind your thesis would be helpful. I think your solution was also not super clear to me personally. I understand it's gamification and storytelling. Don't understand exactly how that's going to work. So maybe dig in a little bit there, and also definitely adjust pitch to the type of pitch that you're doing, whether it's a call with an investor or 3 minutes. So obviously we didn't get into everything. So I have a lot of missing questions to be filled. But overall, I think I enjoyed a little bit more learning about just what you have envisioned in the future. But it's also really not clear how you're charging as well. So I have like just a lot of questions left from your presentation, but overall really enjoyed it. And you had a very clear kind of ICP of people over 70 years old and in groups. And you have a lot of customer interviews. So that's great as well, telling me more about the market. Actually, quick question. Is it mostly in rural or smaller towns that you were seeing this problem, or is it larger suburbs? Geographically speaking, where is this happening?
It really is global. Yes, the smaller towns, they tend to like this sort of thing more because they are smaller. They appeal to that local market. But what we also want everyone to understand is that, again, because we're a marketing and advertising company, and although we are also appealing to the local market, this application will be able to be seen on a global basis. So let's say somebody's coming to visit you wherever it is that you're located, and they for your birthday, and they say, "Oh my God, I forgot that present," and they can look at the app, see a gameplay that's being played right around where it is that you live, and now they know exactly where they can go buy that present locally to bring to you. So in other words, our target market, or our customers' target market, is going to be local, but we're going to be able to bring business to them that they never ever could have gotten from any other format anywhere.
Awesome. Super helpful. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. This is great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mario. Okay, and the next person is John. Oh, perfect. I can see you right here. Hi. You're muted. Perfect.
Hey there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent.
Feel free to share your screen if you have a presentation.
You bet.
That's a cute logo. Okay. Starting the timer.
Okay, so my name is John Newberry. I'm CEO of Gopher Inc. And Gopher is an on-demand super marketplace for services. And like I said in my elevator pitch, we're dead serious about the super. Anything you can think of, from deliveries, home services, if you need a handyman, moving, junk removal, ride sharing, day labor, literally anything where an extra set of hands would be helpful for you. We can provide that in one simple, easy to use and intuitive platform. If you're very familiar with these type of services independently, we have leveraged what we liked and what our users have liked about the flow and carried that out. So it is a familiar experience to you. But where we found the biggest problem, in a multitude of ways, but I'll generally speak to for the customers, finding these services is not that hard. Finding a good price is. So they're very expensive. If it's deliveries, it's fee this, fee that, fee this, markups. There's problems with the merchants. So now when we talk about the companies that are used, or the merchants and retailers that are used in our app, they receive their full margins. When you want something from them, you go to them and you use Gopher to help you with the delivery. Now, when it comes to the workers, it's very worker centric. in that they see the jobs with full transparency. There is no payment for leads. There's no subscriptions needed for the workers. They can come onto the platform, showcase their credentials, if they're a small business or if they're a local contractor or even just a high school kid with a truck that's ready to help you remove some junk. So creating a full market balance and harmony within community. So it's a nationwide company with a community and localized feel. Some of the biggest differentiator on the customer side is the customer has a say in the price. Over thousands of transactions, we have created a machine learning mechanism to help suggest a price for whatever that particular service may be. But at the end of the day, the customer has the full say in what they want to offer. That will get broadcast out with full transparency. If the worker likes that job, then it's theirs. If the worker thinks that the price should be a little bit higher, they could submit a counter offer. Customers also have the opportunity to submit bid or ask for bids on more complex projects like electrical or plumbing or, your professional services. So having them communicate through the app to find what they're looking for is very easy. Our transactions are the revenue source currently, but we have subscriptions this year that are coming up, which you pay one fee a month or yearly, and then we'll have a reduced fee to use the platform, as well as some B2B integrations to where we'll be partnering with merchants that can use us exclusively, but not have the fees associated with like a traditional DoorDash relationship or, the food type. Really quickly, let me just finish the thought here with what we plan on doing with our money is a lot of initiatives in 2025, most of all with technology. We are raising $3 million through a safe. $1 million of that will go to product development to help us to scale and include these partnerships with different merchants so that we can rapidly increase our user base. A third of it for marketing expenses and then the rest for operating expenses. So sorry, I went over here a little bit, but it's a very complex business to describe in 3 minutes.
I bet. Okay, who'd like to go first? Ariel?
Christina, go ahead. We'll do one-on-one.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, John. Thanks for sharing today. Very needed idea, interesting space in general. I want you to think about, or I guess my question to you is, why do you think the other marketplaces haven't implemented lower prices if they could still make money? Do you think like there's a reason they are not implementing lower prices? You think that what is the moat there?
So it depends on what particular category of vertical we're talking about. I think with the home services, it's because the workers would have no loyalty to stay on the platform, and so that's why they charge them leads. So if I pay you $50 and I get a lead and I take that customer, I might not even come back to the platform anymore. So that's where Go for Rewards will solve for that. For the deliveries like food, convenience store, groceries, and stuff like that, I think that they're charging more because they can, and they were exclusive at first, and then there's just been a lot of copycats. We can provide them with the same type of services for less for all of those, and then we're collecting behavioral data. That's one thing that I didn't get into with time, but ultimately that's what we're doing is collecting behavioral data to monetize later that we can, and that's a very
interesting. Okay, that's helpful. In my own personal view as an investor, you are targeting too much to start off with in your marketplace. I think it's better to have a niche focus, really dominate in that space, and then expand from there. So I think that's my biggest personal takeaway and advice here in what you're building. You also, I think, didn't really touch on team and why you are the right person to build in this space. So I think really making that clear upfront is also helpful as well. And something with the marketplaces that is important as a general note is to just let the investor know, or whenever you're pitching, which side is harder to attain. So whether it's the workers or the businesses to get on the platform, and just what's your plan to tackle that, I think is really important as well. But overall, I think your pitch was very engaging. It's a really great idea. So I did enjoy it.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Christina. I'll segue from what Christina said. First of all, John, I love your energy. That's talking to a VC. That's very important. As a general rule of thumb for me, I like to see the team first, because when you are pitching to someone, whether it's anything, but particularly in this situation, every slide needs to captivate the audience that he wants to see what comes next. So this is what we do. This is the team. Very briefly, not a lot of text. John was here, here, and here, and give the audience in 30 seconds the confidence that this team can deliver what the previous mission statement said. Okay. Now, looking at the presentation as a whole, again, I'm not going to look specifically and give you feedback on the essence itself because I have tons of questions. But try less text. This is a presentation that you narrate. Make it succinct. Understand and like Christina said, what is the actual added value here? What I understood, just to give you my feedback, I really resonated with the problem. There are many apps for many different things. You're now giving me one app that has everything, that knows everything about me, that can offer me services. So unless this is what you're intending, what came across is that the main value proposition is the fact that you are aggregating everything into one application.
Yes, that's accurate. Yes. With some differentiators in pricing that's more favorable to the customer, the value proposition for the worker. But in essence, that's what you had what I was intending for you to be the takeaway. I just need to sharpen it for you.
So if that is your takeaway, I would start very simply and succinctly. This is how your world looks today. You're looking for a plumber, you go to this app. Again, I'm less familiar with all the app with the US market, but plumber here, florist here, groceries, you have Walt or whatever. Then this is what we think the next phase will be. This is why we think that is the next phase. What is the value that putting everything together can do? And then moving from the what to the how, where you present your platform and show how everything that you're doing actually connects to what you just explained to me as the next evolution of all these desperate apps, so to speak. I hope that helps.
It does tremendously. I appreciate it. And thank you again, Christina, for your feedback as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Good job, John. Thank you. Okay, and the next person is Richard. And oh, I see you right here. Perfect. You're muted, Richard. Please unmute yourself.
Just one disclaimer, full disclosure. Richard Hug is a good friend of mine, and I invited him here. So
Hi, Ariel.
I'm really looking forward to see the last version of his pitch. Hi, Richard.
Yeah. Hi, Ariel. So I'm here for your unfiltered feedback. That's I always take every advantage. All right. So welcome. I'm Richard. Great to introduce Ingenuity. So every year, companies in the UK, Germany, and the USA.
Quick thing, you're zoomed in too much and we can't see the pitch deck anymore. We were able to see it and now it's gone. Sorry to interrupt you, but your pitch deck, it's way too zoomed in. We were able to see it and I think you just zoomed in and it's gone for us, so we can't see it at all.
Oh, okay, hang on.
I see everything okay, I think.
Yeah, just let's see if you can share your screen again. That should be okay.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do presentation view. Can still see that?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Hey. Hi, I'm Richard. Great to introduce Ingenuity. Thanks for the time. So every year, companies in the UK, Germany, and North America spend 13 billion per year on patenting. Yet over 95% of all of that intellectual property sits on a shelf, unused, unapplied, and uncommercialized. And in a world that's facing so many complex and systemic problems, wicked problems, that's not only a huge amount of money that's being wasted, but innovation too. So Sir Isaac always used to say that if he had seen further, it's because he stood on the shoulders of the inventors that came before him. And at Ingenuity, we help you stand on the shoulders of the IP giants. How? Well, Ingenuity makes the world's IP searchable and actionable for innovators. Searchable because we use data science, machine learning, advanced AI to mine patents for the features, functions, and concepts embedded within them. Actionable because we use that same technology to transform the application and unlock the commercialization of that IP. And innovators because we're targeting non-IP professionals, R&D intensive companies, and entrepreneurs like the people presenting today. So how do we help? Well, we help you move from drowning in neglected data to making that data applied. Guarding against the dangers of narrow knowledge by synthesizing broad knowledge in the context of the problem that you're facing. Taking data that is commercially irrelevant and making it commercially intelligent. And what was previously expensive to access, now through the use of AI in our platform, creates great value for money to unlock underserved customer segments. In short, we take patent data from the realm of protection and make it the fuel for innovation going forward. So our platform's live. We're helping people discover as easily as ChatGPT, help you guide and navigate as easily as Google Maps, and identify as easily a commercial opportunity as easily as if you were getting a mobile phone alert. Sorry, I'll skip ahead. So who we for? R&D companies. We're looking for investors to back us at pre-seed. Great team, great momentum, great customer traction, and get in touch. Sorry about that. I overran.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Okay, Christina.
I'll let you go first here. Say what last time.
Okay, Richard, great work, great presentation. You were skipping the most important thing of which I think should be emphasized a bit earlier in the presentation on who is this who is the target audience here. So and even more emphasis on how big the problem is today. It's okay that 95% of IP is sitting on the shelf, but I think the greater problem is the fact that no one within the target market, whether it's entrepreneurs that wants to see what is available there so that they can stand on their shoulders, maybe buy it, ascertain it, or even refrain from going into that particular field because there is a patent, they don't know that you have the access, that they can even have the access to the data sources that you're tapped in order to do that. So the potential here of this platform, in my sense, is huge, but it needs to smack you on the head in the initial slides.
Yeah, good feedback.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Great idea, huge problem, intellectually speaking, just from that point of view, lots of unused knowledge. So intellectually, that's a problem, but also business-wise, yes, it wasn't super clear to me as well how monetarily or efficiency-wise this is going to help companies. Like maybe it'll help them reach conclusions or solutions faster. So that part wasn't crystal clear, as Ariel was saying. With that being said, I do think that this is a space that's pretty green space, and not a lot of specifically like competitors. I will say there's another way to kind of sell the product with IP. Specifically, there's a competitor called First Ignite. I actually worked on this deal at my previous firm.
How do you spell it?
They sell
Christine?
First Ignite. I'm going to put it in the chat. They do tech transfer center focused IP utilization and sell it to enterprises. So pretty similar, but specifically working with universities. So they found the niche and from their customer research to universities. So I don't know if that's something you've explored going to market.
Yeah, we have looked at universities, definitely. I mean, a challenge with universities is always the complexity of selling to them and also the fact that they don't have much money. But if you think about it from a kind of private side customer perspective or private company perspective, we're looking to unlock new licensing opportunities for their technology, but we're also looking at new commercial partnerships. So consider it make or buy decision making. Do you make it? Do you do something that's actually novel and defensible, or do you potentially partner in terms of new opportunities to just innovate quicker, faster, and better? And so that's how we're thinking.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Really good.
Quick last questions. Two questions for me, Richard. How much are you raising right now, and what is the commercial model?
So we're raising 1.3 million US dollars pre-seed. Commercial model is a simple kind of service as software, 3 tiers, bronze, silver, and gold. Bronze is targeting startups and entrepreneurs. Silver is basically SMEs, companies with below 100 patents. And then gold is basically enterprise level above 100 patents.
And the differentiation between them is basically the amount of transaction per.
It is a slightly different feature sets in terms of what's included in the package and data usage. So we're charging on data usage, basically.
Got it.
Right,
Perfect.
because that's how you got to think in terms of the AI side.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm so sorry I was a bit rusty. I should have sped up. I was a bit too paced at the beginning. Otherwise, we got through it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And you have 30 seconds left on the feedback, so that was actually perfect. So we were within the time frame. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the next founder is Nelson. Please unmute yourself or raise your hand because I cannot find you. Again,
Here I am.
Please raise your hand so it's easier for me to find you. Okay, hi Nelson. Okay, so your 3 minutes start now.
So I saw a problem. I used my knowledge, add my passion, found some inspiration, and eureka. Hold on. Damn it, why isn't I do this? I hate this. Why? There we go. So let's start. I used my knowledge, add my passion, found some inspiration, and eureka. I found a solution that I call airfoiling, which is you, suspended like a pendulum below a cable you're rolling down. And at your feet is a wing, your airfoil, which uses your body movements to harness the powers of aerodynamics, do all kinds of wild and crazy stunts while you're zooming down the face of a mountain. Imagine a half pipe. It's not 100 feet long, but now 1,000 feet long, and much, much more. You're going to come off an airfoiling run feeling like a superhero. The problem. I'm afraid the climate change is not being good to skiing and snowboarding. Since the turn of the century, hundreds of ski resorts have shuttered. The ones that remain on average are season-months shorter. And according to Scientific American, of the 22 Winter Olympic sites, by mid-century, 18 of them will not be able to host the event again. Now, the allure of airfoiling will be that it'll be more exciting, yet safer than skiing and snowboarding. Being suspended from above, a novice is never going to fall on their face, thus hooking them faster. But on the other end, because the added access of pitch to have fun with, and which I know is the funnest of the access from first-hand experience, and the fact that wind will play a greater role, airfoiling will be harder to master. And that will send those that need to be the best that they can up the mountain as much as they can. Now, if that's not enough, not needing snow, airfoiling be an all-season, all-climate sport. You'll be able to go airfoiling in the tropics. Hell, is there a mountain near your home where we could set up a site? Okay, the money. The money will come from a combination of business consumer sources. Design and construction of airfoiling runs, B2B. The manufacturer of airfoiling equipment or related equipment, B2C. And people being people, they're going to want to compete, so they'll just have to set up a professional airfoiling circuit, B2B and B2C money stream. Okay, so we all know that a startup has to have two fundamentals. It has to address a market worth billions, and it has to be disruptive. Well, tens of millions of people spend tens of billions of dollars every year skiing and snowboarding. And climate change is doing all the disruption foil flyer need to grab a big old hunk of those billions with airfoiling. Okay, currently there are 4 gravity board sports, skiing, snowboarding, surfing, and skateboarding, all worth billions on their own. Airfoiling will be more exciting and safer than all the others. Airfoiling will be more accessible than all but skateboarding. What that means is the participants of those other gravity board sports are going to be naturally attracted to airfoiling because, well, it's going to give them more adrenaline for less danger, and they're going to be able to do it more often in more places, with the exception of skateboarders. Okay, now foil flyer needs to grab the attention, the imagination of the world with airfoiling. And to do that, we need a proving ground. An ideal proving ground would be a high point on sheltered waters in an urban environment. Here in the San Francisco Bay Area, we have a boat with a mile of cable. They're planning idle cargo cranes circling the bay. With $1 million, foil flyer will be able to prove, perfect, showcase, market, manufacture, and sell airfoiling. My name is Nelson Hyde Chick. I'm foil flyer's chief adrenaline officer. some airfoiling with me, and together we can taste adrenaline's rapture. We'll tar it up. Woo!
That was awesome. Thank you. Okay, your 5 minutes start right now.
Oh, my 5 minutes? Oh, you
Go
guys
ahead,
have
Christina.
Feedback, yes.
Yeah. Nelson, great to meet you. I love your passion. You're inventing a sport that doesn't truly exist at the moment. So
Yeah, you got that
I
right.
think that's so creative, and I can totally see this being the next big thing. I am just not sure if this is like, I don't know how to invent a sport, to be completely transparent with you, and the business economics behind that. You have to have like a large customer base. So maybe have you tested out like skiers and snowboarders that would want to try this, or have you talked to any of your friends about it? I'm curious.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of. I come from a long line of adrenaline seekers. I mean, well, I hang glide. I've been doing that for decades. That's why I know that pitch is the funnest of the axes. Um, and I know the mindset of the adrenaline seeker. See, okay, so the popularity of adrenaline-inducing sport is dependent on what I'd call the adrenaline to danger ratio. Now, there are 12 million people that ski or snowboard habitually in America. There's only 1,700 hang glider pilots, and that's because the odds of dying skiing are 1 in 1.8 million. Snowboarding is 1 in 2.2 million. Hang gliding is 1 in 564. But hey, that's nothing. Those guys in the wingsuits, they're 1 in 60. But if I could give you the adrenaline rush of the wingsuit with the danger quotient of skiing, I've got gold. And what's even more important is the accessibility. What if I could give you a skiing, snowboarding, surfing flying like experience? But no, you don't have to drive 5 hours. It's just, maybe a half an hour away. And you could do it all year.
I get the vision. Yes, I totally see the vision. I guess a big gap of what's missing is how, as an investor, am I supposed to understand? I don't understand any of the business economics. I don't understand what exactly and how long it will take for the airfoiler. If you have a team of engineers that are ready to just build this, I'm just missing a lot of like the back end of how we will get there is my main overall comment. So I would definitely dig into that. I love the vision, but I didn't really get any of the other things that would make this a viable investment as an investor, if that makes sense.
That I totally agree. And like I said, this is out in the blue. I'm a wild card. But wild cards, what's great about wild cards is they can come big. And that's why I need a proving ground to prove it and perfect it and to showcase and introduce it to the world. Because
I understand, but I didn't get any feasible data points either about what it takes to get to the proving point, if that makes sense.
Well, I set up a proving ground. Yeah, I guess I don't understand too. It's
I'll try, Nelson. First of all, I have to say, I wish I had more friends like you. You seem like a super fun guy. I'll try to articulate what Christina just said. What you showed for us as investors, Israel had 360 days of sun. Okay, we don't have snowboarding and all these activities that you mentioned, and you spoke very, very fast. But this is super interesting. Again, not talking specifically about. I want to kind of zoom out from what Christina said. From a presentation standpoint, Nelson, start with a visual representation, a video, even something that obviously you can't do it in real life, but this is your vision. Paint a picture, have a video, so someone that doesn't know what you're talking about, or maybe it is, but now you're introducing something completely different, can relate and understand and say, I think many millions of people, like Nelson says, would want to do that. Okay, so now I have that picture of this new ingenuity and invention that you've done. The first thing I'm thinking of, does he have a patent? Okay, this is also something that is missing on your deck. Even before everything that Christina said, there's like a bunch of very specific questions that goes into one's mind right after they understand what you created. So your passion and the enthusiasm that you bring into this is admirable. I think that the deck should start by saying who is Nelson and who is on the team. so that it will show that you have years upon years of extreme sports. Obviously, don't mention the death ratio. um, and then take it from there. But people need first to understand what it is that you have created. And the first thing that comes into mind when Christina said new sport, which I didn't even think about it, is patent. And once you have that, the guys at Red Bull, and there's a whole bunch of places you can go that will start and fund something like this, even on an experimental perspective. Wishing you great success. Super interesting.
One, I do have an animation that I can share with you, so I have thought of that. And two, I struggled with, adding my name. Every deck I've ever seen says I'm so and so, and my company this and yada yada. And I put my introduction at the end because I don't care who you are till you tell me something that interests me.
But this is the difference. Sorry, just to Nelson. Here is where you're wrong. Myself and Christina are in the business of risk reduction. When I'm looking at Nelson, I need to understand that he has what it takes to take this company forward. And I can tell you that I've seen many situations in which the Nelson that presented to me was the right person to build this and had the vision, but he was not the right person to be the CEO of the company. Sometimes they understood it, sometimes they didn't. But people matter. And 51% out of a decision of an early stage venture capital firm to invest in someone, 51% are the people.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thank you, Nelson.
Okay, and the next founder for today is Eleonora. Hi. Please unmute yourself. Oh, okay, perfect. Hi, can you hear us well?
Hi.
Please stop sharing your screen so the next person could share their presentation too.
I cannot do this. Sorry.
You cannot share your screen? It doesn't allow you to? Okay. Let me try and...
Yeah, Nelson, you need to hit stop sharing. On your end.
Oh, man. Stop. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. Okay.
No worries.
No problem.
Sorry, Oleg.
Okay, no problem.
And
present.
Perfect. Oh, wow, that's pretty.
Present full screen. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Eleonora, founder of Kilot, B2B SaaS for fashion e-commerce that provides in-store-like experience and reduces the waste. Me and Peter, we have co-founded the team that basically unites the experience in fashion e-commerce, gained at the PVH and Amazon, AI enthusiast from Martina, and working from Oxford, Yuri, who has been working in data science, Christina, and the other advisors with whom we are backed to move this forward. But Kilot, more than AI styling copilot for fashion e-commerce, we've been recently admitted by different awards and gained some introduction in the company. And the problem we are solving today is a lack of customer personalization that costs fashion e-commerce more than 600 billion problem. And actually, it's driven by three major reasons: abandoned carts, overstock, and return rate. Moreover, it is followed by the loss in sales and waste due to poor demand planning and manual price promo calculation. And why we need to fix this? Because only 50% of items returned can be sold at this full price. And 40 million tons of accumulated toxins we can find in the environment. And what happens with Kilot? Kilot embedded into the website turns over manufacturing and waste issue into additional revenue stream by asking a couple of questions from the users while it is situated on a marketplace or a brand platform. And with help of the questions, we are creating outfit selections followed by the dynamic pricing, so that we're ensuring better product discoverability, inventory turnover, calculation of the environmental impact, and upsell and cross-sell opportunities. And we're targeting more than 37 billion market opportunity. 30% of customers are already implementing AI, and almost everyone. There are 380,000 e-shops across the UK, US, and the European Union. We're charging from $99 till $799 for subscription fee based on number of SKU, domains, and sessions. And so far, we are followed by the onboarding fee and sales generated with help of Claude. And today we have 2 customers and implementing the solution with them. How we are landing? So I will complete the performance that our main competitive advantage is turning. Okay. Sorry. So we're raising 1 million in 2 tranches for pre-seed and 2 grants. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good job. Who'd like to start?
My turn to start.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So thank you very much. It was very professionally articulated. From my perspective, and actually, I'm very close to this problem because we actually invested in a company that tackles this problem, but from the other side, the 2 most important slides, and maybe you can share them quickly. The problem and the solution.
Mm-hmm.
If you can share, you can share your screen.
Yes.
Because this is a
Sure.
multi-billion-dollar problem. The waste of the fashion industry is unparalleled and unmatched. No, I don't see your screen. No, not yet. Okay, never mind. Let's continue for the sake of our time. So the problem that you mentioned there, only one of them you were actually tackling. And to be perfectly honest, again, being a product guy, the product slide is for me the most important because this is about basically what you're selling. I couldn't really understand what it is that you're doing. What is the product? And then once my comprehension stopped there, the rest was completely blank for me because I couldn't correlate what was going on. You have to, and this is, I'm telling everyone, this is not something that you need to come and finish at a specific time. If from start to end, people do not understand what you're doing, even if you didn't show all the slides, we don't need to see all the slides. I don't care about your projection and your graphs, all of that you've put in the end. It doesn't matter. The first meeting needs to captivate me as an investor to have confidence in you and your very respectable team that you've done something in your life and this is an endeavor that is tied to what you're doing. And 2, what is the problem? What is the solution? And how am I executing or answering to it? That is it. We will have a lot of time to discuss all the other questions. But if this is the gist that I cannot understand, and this goes to all of you, you missed your opportunity.
Okay.
So that's my feedback. No need to reiterate now. Christina, see you.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree with everything Ariel said. The first meeting is really, there should be no questions around the problem and your solution, like 0 questions to be asked. In addition to that, I also think it's important with differentiation. Everyone thinks, oh, no one's doing anything like this. I promise you there are, you just don't know about them. And also there's adjacent players and competitors. So being crystal clear about problem solution, but also differentiation and how you're different and why that will work. So I think I definitely agree none of it was clear. I think I'm going to try to give you my understanding. Please let me know if I'm correct or wrong. I've also looked at a few similar companies. So, to my understanding, your differentiation is using the inventory that they have to try to make recommendations. And the current solutions out there are using more of just like personal preference of the consumer to make recommendations and therefore not able to save the company its inventory. Is that accurate?
I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm
No worries.
okay. Yes. Mhm.
No worries. I'm going to ask again. So, to my understanding, the differentiation here is that you're using their inventory to make sure that that is the recommendation being made versus other competitors who are using just personal preference of the consumer to make recommendations, and that's how you're saving them inventory and money. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's correct.
So I had to like hypothesize that, and that should be crystal clear, I guess, is what I'm saying. But I really enjoyed the rest of your presentation in terms of like presenting the team first, understanding kind of what your use of funds are. I think another additional thing to add in the future is where your product is today. So we have MVP or it's almost completed. I just didn't know where your
Almost
product is.
completed. Mhm.
Yeah. So, and also, and maybe this is something you have and we just didn't get to, but your ideal customer profile, right? Like who specifically at the e-commerce are you selling to? If it's larger e-commerce, is it the CMO or COO exactly? Because they have different abilities and understandings, right, of what they're involved with. So yeah, I think
Thank
overall
you.
great though. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Awesome. Great job, Eleanor. Thank you so much for joining us today. And the next founder on my list is Matthew Gabriel. Oh, hi. Thank you for waving that. Mind you. Hi. Please feel free to share your screen if you have a presentation to share.
Sure, I'll try. Like for me, there's just some permission issues, like with our getting our deck on. Do you generally prefer us to kind of have that on, or would it be okay to kind of like I guess use as reference? Because for me, I think it's like me, I'm using from like a different permissions. It's not giving me permissions to like share the deck. Not I not.
So if you'd like to.
No. I can see it. I can see it now, but let me yeah, this is yeah. Yeah, so
Maybe someone else is ready, and we'll come back to Matthew for the sake of everyone's time.
Yes.
sure. I'd be willing to do that.
Okay.
Thank you. So get ready, and we'll get back to you soon.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Ariel. I have Gabriel Pendleton next on the list. Gabriel, if you're ready.
Yes. Give me 1 second. I can go ahead and share. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Gabriel Pendleton, CEO and founder of Warranty Pilot. We help car owners find vehicle protection. Imagine you're driving your car home and your check engine light comes on. You take your car to the shop and you're hit with a $2,000 repair bill. For 58% of car owners, that's a financial crisis they can't afford. They're either racking up more credit card debt or they're skipping the repair altogether. When car owners try to protect themselves, they're faced with a frustrating maze of confusing plans, hidden fees, and aggressive salespeople. That is why 55% of drivers go without it, not because they don't want it, but because it's such a bad experience. That's why we're building Warranty Pilot, a marketplace to help drivers find clear, affordable vehicle protection without the confusion or hidden fees. We're making an industry that's broken finally work for real people. There's over 52 million cars sold annually, and we're focusing on the 55% of car owners who don't buy vehicle protection at the time of purchase. That leaves us with a $24 billion opportunity that is growing 12% year over year. And this is driven by three main factors. Cars on the road are getting older. There is also a 32% increase in repair costs. outpacing inflation, and people are demanding trust, as evidenced by over 1,400 Better Business Bureau complaints. Here's how our platform works. A user comes to our platform and enter in their car details. Our AI can pair us with plans that matches their car and with the lowest prices. And then users can compare and buy right from our platform without talking to a pushy salesperson or any robocalls. Our business model is straightforward. We take a $1,500 commission on each protection plan sold. And if we reach just 1% of unprotected cars on the road, that's a $470 million potential in revenue. We've already signed 8 partners to join our marketplace, and we're working with some of the biggest providers who are forward-thinking, giving us immediate inventory and credibility. Our first year target is to reach $800,000 in revenue from just about 300 sales. Our strategy is built on education, community building, and strategic partnerships. What makes us different from our competitors is 3 main factors. We're truly independent. We show multiple providers, making sure our customers get the best deal. Second, we're very transparent, no hidden fees, no surprises, just upfront prices. Third, we use AI to find plans in seconds instead of hours of research. No other company combines all of these 3 advantages together. That is why our partners are signing up so quickly. We use AI to take vehicle data, repair history, and customer preferences to give them the best plans. We also help our partners with risk assessment and reducing fraudulent claims. I'm Gabriel Pendleton, and I have 15 years of experience building consumer tech products. Sean, the founder, 15 years of experience in full stack development. And we're raising $750K to build our marketplace. With your investment, you will help us change this $40 billion opportunity. Thank you.
Good job. Thank you so much. Okay, whose turn is it right now? I'm sorry, I can't keep
Christina, go ahead.
No idea. Yeah, no worries. Really enjoyed that. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Everything was super clear. Differentiation was clear. Use of funds, where your product is today. All the main questions I would have on a first call with a founder, like I essentially now would want to dig in further. This would be like, you gave me everything I need to know in a first call. I think you did a great job. Presentation layer. I know you did your team intro at the end, and that's completely fine as well. I think it's a very investor preference. So no worries about that. I think, honestly, the only thing I'm wondering about is why you think other players won't implement AI. I'm pretty sure they're already working on it. So that's kind of my main question to you is how will you compete then when you have kind of the larger players going to implement AI with automatic matching?
Yeah, so it's not just about AI, right? A lot of the industry players still operate on a few old adages. One is they have call centers, right? They're going to robocall you. They'll call you for up to a year just to get that sale, right? We don't operate that model, so we don't have salespeople. We don't have call centers, so we can be very lean. So just on competing on price, they can't, match us in that. So if you go into a dealership or the traditional website, their price is going to be way above ours. Our AI is not only just about price, but it's about like looking at your car history, trying to help with giving better data to our providers so that we can match those cars with plans that actually work for, if they have a luxury car or they have a car that has something more prone to be, worked on, we'll, match on that thing. And in terms of like the other side of it, giving the data to our providers to better assess, risk there. So for us, it's not just about the AI, it's about the strategy around it, and the distribution.
That makes sense. Just as a follow-up, I'm curious about your consumer go-to-market. How do you plan to get consumers on this and get the word out?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have a digital strategy, which is partnering with stuff like Pithy, Smithy, Repair Pal, Spat Wash, where they basically do lead gen for us. We have an integration where they can, on the checkout process, they can add like car warranty. So even like something like Carvana would be a great partner. We do have LOIs from a couple of repair shops and banking lenders where they refer customers to us. And then we lean into education and car forums and stuff like that are growing our email list by 33% week over week right now.
Yeah, I definitely personally see your biggest challenge is getting more consumers on rather than signing on the business sides. And definitely you'll be making a lot of your revenue from volume. So it's really important to kind of have a clear plan of scaling that at the later stages of the company. But I think overall, I really enjoyed the presentation. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Ariel, what's your take?
Gabriel nailed the first meeting presentation. Everyone on this call, reach out to Gabriel, get the presentation, and just follow his lead. I think that from a presentation perspective, the fact that you are independent, not sponsored by any of the big boys, is something that you need to highlight first and foremost. There is a slide where you're talking about commercial model. If you can just bring that up.
Are you talking about our bid model or the
No. Here, so your deck was structured fantastically, and when you reached here and you said our commercial model is 15%, okay, right?
No, sorry, it's $1,500 commission for every sale that we make,
regardless of its price.
Mm-hmm.
So this slide has too much.
So how it works is we get a base price from our vendor. Like say a plan is $1,000. We put a markup of $2,500 on that plan, and then we sell it for $2,500. So that's
okay. That's okay. Leave the mechanics alone. Just from a presentation perspective, this is the money slide.
Mm-hmm.
Less text and be very succinct about how much money you're making on each and every deal. And then the next slide should be your hockey stick and your business projection, giving the different milestones based on this math. But this is way slow. When you were saying the 1,500, I was like trying to look around. And as you know, people are looking, the human brain is looking at the screen like a Z, right?
Yeah.
So I got completely lost here.
Okay.
And one last comment on my end. You know, at the end of the day, not disrespecting anything that you do, which look amazing, and you do obviously have competitors. And I know this also because also in tiny Israel, there are tiny Israel, right? 10 million people, the entire country. I think we have 4 services like that. Mm-hmm. Every single time I try to use one of these services, which, you know, are talking big and high on what they do and yada, yada, and I use AI and monkeys and whatever. But at the end of the day, I expect them to give me the best price. And every single time I use this one of these platforms, and this is something that you need to, again, highlight, if that is one of your competitive advantage, is that when it finally coughed out, after I put in, I spent 5 minutes of obviously putting all my information, and it coughed out the price, and it says you can get this price from, I don't know, for example, and this and that insurance company. When I call them up, I got a better price.
Yeah.
So when you have the slide that says, you know, that you're kind of interjecting all of the offers and you're saving me time, that's awesome. That's great. That's a great value proposition, and you're independent and yada yada, and you're for me. But, and this is segueing, and I will conclude with that with what Christina. What is the single most unfair competitive advantage value proposition that you offer that will bring on board hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people on your platform? Because it's a numbers game. So that was not entirely clear. I'm sure that you have that, but this is where the money lies.
Yep. And if I had more, time, I'll definitely respond to that. The only thing I'll say is that, right now, the majority of these companies still operate in an outdated model. Most of them don't have an online presence, are doing D2C. They mainly work with physical distribution. And so for us, like...
That's their problem. That's okay. That's their problem. But I'm the one that you want me to use the application. I need to get the best experience from the top all the way down to the final number.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Yes, good luck. Love it.
Thank you so much. Great job, Gabriel. Okay, I'll have to move forward really quickly because the time is not enough today. Okay, I can see that the presentation is already being shared. Can you please unmute yourself so I could add you to the stage? Okay, go ahead, Matthew.
Okay, got it. Well, thank you very much for having me. My name is Matt Gabriel. I'm the founder and CEO of Cypher. We're going by right now. We are a job tech startup based in the Bay Area, particularly in San Francisco, and we're looking to revolutionize the way staffing and job platform listing is done by adding quality control metrics and minimizing spam. For us, I am a professional, been in tech sales and marketing for about 5 years. Founded the company about a year ago, and like here in the state of California. And my co-founder Carlos has been working in marketing for about 15 years, and he's brought several other startups to term, which I'm listing here. Right now in the economy, there's a problem with massive layoffs across several sectors. So far in 2025, there's estimated 50,000 workers being laid off, according to BLS statistics. And we also
excuse me, Matthew, 1 second.
Yeah.
Matthew, 1 second. Is there a deck that you're sharing? Because we don't see the deck.
Yeah,
and
no.
this entire
I know that I wasn't able to load the deck.
No,
so for me, I'm reading off. Yeah.
The entire premise, though, of this session is that we are providing feedback on the visuals of the deck. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Not on the premise of your startup. I apologize. So
Okay, no, because it's physically here, but for me, it was just I wasn't able to.
It's okay.
But
So let's try again next time.
Come back, okay, God, sure. Sorry about that, but thanks.
Please feel free to email me. I'm happy to add you to the next session. No problem at all.
Will do. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, and the last founder for today, Oleg, hi. Please unmute yourself. We cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so nice to meet you. Let me share my screen. And just please let me know when you can see it. Okay?
Yep, we can see it.
All right, cool. So all those, 1 second. All right, so I'm Oleg, the founder and the CEO of Truly, the photo sharing app for private groups. Please think about the best memories that you actually want to remember. It could be your family trip to Italy, or your just night out with friends, or maybe your kid's birthday party in the kindergarten. The problem is that all those memories are trapped in someone's phone. It could be your own clutter gallery, or most likely all those endless messenger chats. So now imagine if you could have a clean gallery. No noise, no duplicates, and all the important photos from your friends are there as well, together with your photos. That's what we are building. And actually, I think we are in the best position to do it. In my previous job, I was a founding CTO of Global E, which had an amazing NASDAQ IPO a few years ago and is actually doing the NASDAQ closing bell ceremony today. So after successfully exiting, I'm building Truly together with our killer consumer products team. And our ambition is to create a mainstream utility for saving and sharing memories. You can think of it as a WhatsApp for photo sharing. That's what we are building. So why now? First of all, there's been an amazing behavioral shift in consumer behavior. People are moving from sharing publicly on social media, which is now largely created by influencers rather than normal people like you and me, to private sharing in private groups. And secondly, there's been a huge tech transformation which allows us to run highly sophisticated on-device AI models that allows us to compete with the big guys fairly without breaking the bank. So our app is available on both Google and Apple stores, and we are getting a very positive early signals from the market. So obviously we are not alone in this space, and we are fully aware of the competition. We are now investing in the building community and partnerships. We are obviously experimenting with digital media marketing, and most importantly, we are shipping amazing new features all the time. I would actually love to schedule a follow-up meeting with interested people who would love to see what we have in our lab. You will be amazed, trust me. So from the business model's perspective, our phase one will be monetizing the event venues where people actually meet to celebrate important moments of their lives. And second phase will be monetizing actually as a freemium model by offering premium subscription features and storage and all the existing models actually going. When after investing significant personal funds, we are now raising 500K and 30% is already in the bank. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, Ariel, is this your turn to start first this time?
Sure. Thank you very much, Oleg. Super interesting. I think I came across your product a few months back, and I'm going to share with you the same thoughts that I had back then. If you can go, like, first and foremost, if I understand correctly, this is not a B2C play. This is a B2B play, right?
No, that's a B2C. The B2B play is the way of building the go-to-market strategy, one of the channels for go-to-market strategy, and the first business model that we'll be executing in a couple of years. But that's a B2C play.
Okay, so from the presentation, I didn't actually understood. Well, I understood the problem. Obviously, everybody takes pictures at all the time, and everything is locked within. I can share what is my solution to it and what others people's solution to it. And what I expect in your presentation is for you to share with whomever who's either uneducated as myself, how we could do that. What are the options today? What are the pros? What are the cons? And then segueing from that, what truly is bringing to the table? If this is a B2C play, why would someone would use that as opposed to using all the other options currently available, which I personally use all the time? That's other than that, sharp presentation, great presentation skills. Obviously, it's not your first rodeo.
Thanks.
I personally, given the fact that I know that you're also in Israel, but regardless, if anyone else wants to reach me, let's do a follow-up. I'd like to deep dive into it.
I would love to. Thanks a lot, Ariel. Great feedback. And obviously, I can answer your question.
Offline, yeah.
Mainly that's about getting your feedback. So thanks a lot. I would love to follow up.
Thank you. Christina?
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Interesting concept. I actually did understand what the problem is because there is a solution, at least for iPhone, that I'm aware of that everyone uses. Maybe it's a generational thing, but you just create like a shared album and you just put it in there and I can see my memories. So maybe this is more specifically for Android users. I'm not sure. I actually did not know what the problem is because I don't have that problem personally. So I'd love to understand a little bit more about that. I could see this becoming interesting if you kind of have the memories pop back up, or say on this day you were doing such and such, and kind of have it be an immersive experience that you look forward to opening. Because right now I kind of get that in the Photos app, but not with my shared groups for events I was at. So I could see it turning into that of a more of a memory thing. That's a big part of why people still have Snapchat, is because they just have so many pictures and they want to be remembered. And Snapchat does a good job of that. No one actually really uses it these days. So I'm struggling to understand what the problem is.
Okay, so let me maybe, given that's pretty much the same feedback, let me maybe answer it. Thanks a lot, Christina. Great feedback as well. So basically, there is no one tool that has been built for your personal photo sharing. Snapchat is largely for publishing on social media. That's not the personal chat. That's not where you would collect all your personal memories and not necessarily share them. Not all memories are shareable. That's basically your tool that would allow you to complete your memories in one place, including the photos from that you would get from your friends, including photos that they have potentially taken maybe 10 years ago and never shared. So that's just a part of your memory. Also, Android and Apple actually as well, they are not cross-platform. meaning creating the album would require a lot of friction. And also, where's the link to this album in a few years' time if you want to remember? You won't remember where to remember, what to remember, where's the link, basically. So we're trying to build a tool that is built from the beginning, from Bootstrap, as your tool for saving and sharing all your memories. That's not specific to memories that you want to publish on social media. That's not specific for something that
Yeah, I do understand that. I guess I'm just confused because you are able to create sharing platforms privately. So say it's me and you and Ariel at an event and us three want to share, I can just add your phone number and you're able to create an album. So where is, yeah.
Yeah, that's for one specific event. What about all other events where neither you or Ariel or me or Victoria are present? It could be just something else that would also require you in the existing tools to create yet another album that is disconnected from.
The problem is that you have to create a lot of albums, and that
you have to create all those albums and remember where the links to all those memories. There is no one tool that curates memories and shares them frictionlessly, regardless of your platform, cross-platform, everywhere.
Got it. Okay, that's helpful. That's clear. Yep.
I think the main feedback here, Oleg, is that the 2-3 first slides of your presentation needs to be
clear,
clearer. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. That's great feedback. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thanks.
So that was the last presentation for today. I am resending the list of participants just so Christina and Ariel could pick that one person who you think was the best prepared. Yeah, this is your moment to share the very last piece of wisdom for today. Any kind of feedback for all the founders present today. So Christina, if you'd like to go first, go ahead.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? Just share my general feedback.
General feedback, any last advice, and
yeah, got it.
Who you thought
yeah, absolutely. So I would say, I think your biggest takeaway, and we've mentioned this a few times, crystal clear problem and solution. Start with how problems are currently being solved, why that's not sufficient. Even if you don't have a direct competitor, just make it crystal clear how you're differentiating, and that how attributes to monetary value or efficiency value for the company or the consumer. I think also being prepared with timing, you have to refine your pitches to whatever you're presenting. So that's really important. Not too many words. Visuals can be really crucial and key to hooking the investor in. And just be cognizant of all the questions they have in the back of their minds. Like you saw us ask multiple startups here today, but I think lots of practice will help. So thank you, Go Global, for hosting this and helping the founders as well.
Thank you so much. And which founder would you pick as the best one for today?
So I would pick Warranty Pilot. I think that was Gabriel Pendleton.
Gotcha. Perfect. Ariel, what about you?
So for me also, again, the premise of this is sharpening up your pitch, not giving you feedback on your idea. So for me also, Gabriel Pendleton nailed it. Super articulated, both from a verbal perspective as well as the way that the presentation was looking for, was looking like textbook, simple and to the point. And again, Christina, as she's been doing to me this entire session, sharing all the clever insights before I can say them myself. So just to add on top of what she said, and really to finalize, try to imagine that you're coming to present what you are doing to your son or daughter, and they're 10. They have the attention span of, I don't know, pick your animal, okay? Don't use big words. Don't use acronyms. Think of how you're trying to motivate your kid to do something. You're not giving him a whole 30-minute speech. It's simple. It's concise. This is what you need. I need you to do. This is the benefit that you will get from it. That's it. Everything else we can talk in the car, all the details. But it's the same thing here. We're meeting so many startups. Our attention span is very limited. We've been on this call for an hour and a half. I'm exhausted. Victoria, we need to talk about the format because I liked it, but we need to change the format a bit. Coming back to you on this call, try to bring the most important information that will capture my attention, that I would like to say, let's take this offline. You need 5 slides. That is it. No more. If you can't put what you're doing in 5 slides, go back and do it again. And if you can put it in no more than 5 slides, then it will be very easy for you to have either a 30-second pitch in a conference, a 1-minute pitch in a hackathon, or a 3-minute pitch in an environment like this. Wishing you all great success. Thank you very much again, Christina and Daniel, for having me on board. Wishing you all great success.
Thank you so much. And the founder that was best prepared in your opinion?
Oh, I said it initially. It's Gabriel.
Gabriel. Okay, so Gabriel is the winner of today's event. Thank you so much to all the founders who joined today, and a huge thank you to Christina and Ariel. That was awesome. The feedback was super helpful, and I hope all the founders got some information that will help them get those checks in the future. And yeah, super happy to get your feedback. I will make sure to send out those emails. And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Cheers.
Cheers.